So, hello, my name is Harriette. I am Swedish, but I live in Spain. And I came across Swamiji quite recently, early this year. It was actually early this year, I was actually facing a situation where I really was asking for something new to happen. I've been a seeker for many years, and I've always been following many different teachings, gurus from the East and teachings from the West, and I've always liked to keep it that way. But there was something early this year I felt like I need someone who can bring me to the next level. And just very shortly after, I really was asking for that. And just like 1 or 2 weeks after that, a really good friend of mine, he said, Harriette, you have to take a look at, listen to this guy, Paramashivam Nithyananda. He's really awesome. So I seeked him up on YouTube, and I found this, there's so many YouTube videos that you can listen to and tap into, and they're all for free and available for you. And I listened to one, and I just started to cry. He just absolutely touched my heart, and that was really the beginning. And then it actually took me some time before I really, I should say honestly, that I really opened my heart to him, because I was very much in conflict with Hinduism as a religion, because I feel that religions is such a it's just creating so much separation, and it has caused so much chaos in the world. And for me, the name, or just using God, was just not applicable. I use source or universe or words like that, but to use God just didn't feel right to me. And I went to Kumbh Mela in May, which was, which is a spiritual gathering, the world's biggest spiritual gathering here in India. And it was a crazy experience because it was so big and wild. It was like a spiritual boot camp, really. And I think that anyone who went there as a newcomer and stayed in Paramashivam Nithyananda's camp, if they came back after that, you're like hooked on something, because it was so wild, and I think you can easily feel overwhelmed, what was going on there. But it was also so exciting, obviously. And then I decided to go to this event here, Sadashivoham, in December, and it was really a challenge for me to make it financially, I must admit. And I also said the whole time, because I have a situation, I said I will not, whatever happens, I will not borrow money to get here. I have, the money has to come to me from some other way. And I was absolutely convinced, because I was in a situation where money could come in, and I thought I knew where the money would come from. And the time ticked on, and it just did not happen. And I was so frustrated, and I said, it will come. I don't know how. And I kept on telling myself, I don't know how, but I know it will happen. And the funny thing was that one day, and I have to tell you this, because one day the bank actually called me up, and I had not asked the bank about the loan, because it was like the last thing I wanted to do. And it was just like at the very end, before coming here. And the bank actually, right out of the blue, called me and said, and asked me if I wanted to borrow money. And I didn't actually take it even seriously, because it was so right out of the blue. And I was thinking, oh yeah, well, they're having some promotion and drive, and they just, and you're gonna need all kinds of paperwork and da 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 da. So I didn't even take it serious. But then 2 days later, I said, you know what, at least go down to the bank and ask what the deal is. So I came down to the bank. I sat in front of the guy behind the desk, and I said, it's really funny, but you called me the other day, or the bank called me the other day and offered me a loan. And he said, yeah, that was me. And I looked at him and said, oh, okay, can you tell me what this is about? And I could tell also that when he was looking on the screen, that he was a little bit, he didn't say it, but I could tell that he was a little bit confused of why the bank was offering me a loan without any commitment, without any paper, without any security or anything. And it's not like I have a very secure income. I'm a life coach and a healer, and I'm an artist and a writer, and my income is very much up and down. So it was very surprising, and it was to him too, I could tell. But he kept his cool, and he said, well, and I could see that he was kind of scanning the screen. And then he said, well, no, really, all you have to do is have sign here, and the money's in your bank in 10 minutes. So I did. And at that moment, I just knew that money came to me because I had to be here. I had to come for this, and I had to give myself that chance to do this. And it's been, we're just at the end now, crazy enough. We've been here for almost 3 weeks now. And it's been an amazing, amazing event. You meet beautiful people from all corners of the world, from all walks of life. And it's such a melting pot. But we have one common interest and desire, and that is to really connect with our guru, Paramahamsa Nithyananda, and to be in his presence and to be in his breathing space. It's so... beautiful is not even enough. It's divine. You expand so much yourself, and I have fallen in love with him just more and more every day. And from looking at him as a human form and trying to see the God in him, now I look at him and I just see universe. I just see, it's like I had a darshan the other day, and which is an energy blessing, and I looked into his eyes and I saw cosmos. I saw universe, and now every time I close my eyes, I just see that image of his eye reflecting universe, and it was so beautiful. So we also have this, he's been taking us through these wild yoga classes with Kundalini awakening, with rubbing salt all over our bodies and putting leeked onions, wrapping onions around our feet to cleanse our Kundalini, our third eye, and cleanse out fluoride in our body, and etc. And it really has had amazing effects. I've had a wildest Kundalini awakenings, which I've had before, really since Kumbh Mela. I really had a lot of amazing Kundalini experiences, and it's just if you're a newcomer to this and you never heard about a Kundalini awakening, and you see what's happening in a room with a guru that is awakening the Kundalini in his disciples, it can be kind of scary, I think. You can really look around and you see all these people jumping and screaming and behaving like complete lunatics, and you can easily think, oh my God, this is just too much, I'm going to turn around and walk away. But when you see that this is actually something super exciting, and it's not something that you can pretend, it just happens. It's not something that you can control. You get completely pulled into it, and you want it. Once you're in that, it's just this beautiful energy that is kind of pumping up through you, and you just want more and more and more, because it's like, it's just happening so much in you. So it's been an awesome experience. What more can I say? Yes, and after this Kundalini awakenings and the yoga sessions that he's been doing, he's kind of throwing us into doing postures that we've never done before. And I've had some amazing breakthroughs with postures that I've been doing yoga for many years, but postures that I just never managed to conquer. Could not get the right alignment and do them, and just not strong enough. And I'm pretty strong in my yoga practice, but it just wasn't possible for me. And after the first salt healing that we did, I did one of the postures that I've been trying so hard to do and never managed to do. And I just went straight into it, and my legs was just super straight up in the air. And I was screaming from the top of my lungs. I felt like screaming, look at me, look at me. And it was such a feeling of accomplishment that was really, really awesome. So by doing this cleansing and awakening our Kundalini, our bodies become so soft, and it's just kind of like resetting our memory, I think, to some level. So I think that's all I have to say, and thank you so much. Nithyanandam.